Good morning and welcome to our final class in this 6-week set. I am just setting up the different rooms on different platforms and we will get going in a moment. We've spent the last couple weeks reviewing heartfulness, and today we are going to spend some time in gratitude meditation. This is a practice that's really fruitful working with children, and when I mention that it's fruitful in working with children, what that translates into for adults is that it's an easy anchor for us as well. And what's particularly awesome about gratitude practice is that it allows us to tap into any abundance and prosperity we have in our lives. So abundance and prosperity we're not defining as material wealth, although not excluding that either. But for example, that it's easy to get up, easy to fall asleep, that you sleep well. Those things are physical signs of prosperity and abundance. Good morning. We're just reviewing definitions of abundance and prosperity. Okay, I think we have... So let's begin by getting into our mindful body. Settling into the present moment using the several anchors that we have covered. Listening, breathing, thoughts, emotions, heartfulness, any of those you can cycle through freely. And we'll sit in unguided practice for a few moments. Eyes open or closed as you're comfortable. Sometimes eyes closed allows us to better focus on other anchors like sound, and eyes open allows us to use a spot on the wall or just our physical surroundings as an anchor as well. Noticing color, texture, shape, just ever more aware of our present moment and present surroundings. We can loosely follow the contours of a wall or picture or furniture. Don't forget to breathe. Relaxing the hands and face. Relaxing the belly, shoulders. allowing our undercurrent of thought to emerge into the conscious mind. Who am I and how am I today? Any dark thoughts or happy thoughts are all welcome. Any insecurities and concerns that may have been working just under the surface to guide my thoughts and actions this week, bringing those to the surface. Just noticing if it's easier to come back to the breath than it was when we first started meeting 6 weeks ago. If it's easier to keep your focus on our practice rather than getting hijacked by thoughts and emotions, and patting yourselves on the back for that achievement. And let's begin exploring our final anchor in this 6-week class. Our gratitude practice. It's very commonly heard now that if you spend some time counting your blessings, it can stave off depression, etc. And there's a real physical reason for that. As humans, we're wired to spend a lot of time focusing on the negative. That helps keep us safe in the jungle. However, our big mammal brains can bring higher and best to that natural reaction. And our wiring can often prevent us from seeing the good in our lives and from appreciating what we actually have right now, instead of constantly striving for something that we don't have. If we have this, if we get this, if we look this way or lose this weight or have this job or this car, then we will be happy. And gratitude practice allows us to step right out of that delusion and into the truth that our happiness comes from our thoughts. We can still have difficult circumstances. So sometimes, the resistance I meet with this particular anchor is, but what if my life sucks? How am I supposed to be grateful for anything? And, if I focus on the positive, then I am not setting goals for change and improvements. And so that black and white catastrophic thinking doesn't represent the reality of human living and human psychology. And if we can take a step out of that, we can give ourselves great ease and compassion. When I'm working with a group of kids, the big ticket gratitude items are always the ones we notice first: food, shelter, peace. education. And so once we pass those, we start drilling down into the minutia. And as that happens, we observe more and more tiny things to be grateful for. The fuzzy pants I'm still wearing, warm weather, an easy Sunday morning, the opportunity to have a couple hours to myself instead of working, the feeling of my relaxed hands and relaxed belly as such a contrast to the tension that I might usually bring to any activity. And so as we sit in gratitude practice, let's drill down into the little things and also observe how that makes you feel. Reminding ourselves we don't have to feel one way. We don't have to feel relaxed and easy. It's okay to feel bored and frustrated and like that it's difficult or purposeless. All of that reaction is welcome. Gratitude practice can seem antithetical to the way our lives are run. And that's because right now we live in a time where the toxic male energy is ascendant, right? We live in a time when it's perfectly normal to step on people around you to get what you want, to take more for yourself. And part of our work is learning to define correct, true, appropriate definitions of success. What does it mean to be a successful person? It means more than having stuff. And so that's how we're looking to move away from the toxic male energy that really runs the material system in our world. The ultimate goal of meditation practice is to be able to view those around us that we disagree with as equals, as brothers and sisters deserving our respect, and yet to be able to maintain our own boundaries. And of course, to be able to treat others even when we disagree with them or when we are tempted to use them as our equals, our brothers and sisters, we treat them as we want to be treated as well. So to see every human around us in this light as opposed to an enemy or an other. And current political discourse is extremely polarized now for this exact reason, that when people disagree with me, they are worthless. And moving away from this toxic thinking is required to shift our society to highest and best. as we trace the path of that thinking, and history shows us this too, we could never have enough righteous anger to solve a problem. It never works. It never has. It can't. It's our nature. And if we killed everyone that disagreed with us, we would start killing the people that agreed with us until there's nobody left. And we need an alternative. So tiny practices like this, our gratitude meditation, can have a huge impact inside and out. Allowing us to see the good in every situation that's difficult. Allowing us the respite to choose thoughts that align with highest and best, because that's how we make the greatest change in the world around us. And of course, how can we do that? And that's by tapping into our own empowerment and agency, our own sense of prosperity and abundance. As we sit in gratitude practice, that's what we're calling forth, is recognition of our true existing prosperity that isn't about stuff. Looking for areas in your life where you can celebrate ease, flow, peacefulness, mutual respect. And looking for ways we can share this with others, like the Tim Hortons line where you buy for the person behind you. It's something similar, but on the level of the invisible. If you have a journal handy, you're welcome to start making a list of the items that are called to mind as we remove the blocks to recognizing our true abundance and prosperity. The stuff we can be grateful for, it just flies out at us like snowflakes. It's amazing how fast it happens. Or you can do that after our practice as well. All the while observing how you feel, both good and bad. It's exciting, it feels great, it feels empowering, or I can't come up with anything. And if that's the case, that signifies a block in your thinking that needs further exploration. Either during practice, which is very fruitful for uncovering what is undercurrent in our thinking, or in a professional setting, or with friends. Talk to somebody and work it out. And let's sit in unguided practice for a few more moments. We have many anchors for keeping us busy now. And a lot may have come up for discovery, exploration, that can be, pretty exciting also. This is a safe place for uncovering everything that lies within. And if it doesn't feel that way, take another breath and remind yourself that the breath creates that safe space. Of tolerance, of compassion, of ease, and expansiveness.